Um, Thought I'd talk a little bit about what's going on right now. Um, nothing that's really difficult, but we're getting ready to prepare for another filming. Um, I had two projects lined up, but I don't know if one's gonna line up. That's one of my kids' stories. There's some things I gotta consider. I was after the fact that wouldn't be hard to shoot. His story is called Unhinged. It's kind of like a 10-15 minute filming, shoot it 2 days. Thing is, I need to go look at the house where Fabian was gonna arrange. I don't know if he's talked to the owners yet. Problem with that is just we need to acquire some furniture so we can destroy. And my concern también is, I told this to my kid, Fabian, is there's some amount of blood that we gotta use for that storyline. So that kind of concerns me because I don't want to cause any damage to the house. So I still gotta look at the house to kind of evaluate that. But I'm kind of guessing that might be on hold. Another thing is the second project, which is called The Hombres en Conflicto, which is a short story from Fabian Guzmão. He wrote that, I think, a few years ago. Not sure how long ago. But it's a short story. It's got 7 characters in it, 3 men and 4 women. And we're planning to do that. Diana, she already had. Diana Mariscala, me and Fabian had talked about maybe bringing somebody else on board to help us with the production. We needed somebody to kind of help us through the process. Where Fabian couldn't do it, didn't have enough time, and I definitely didn't want to do it. I just don't have the patience to do that kind of work. But anyways, she's on board, part of our team, but she had already put the auditions out there for a certain date, and that's probably in a couple of weeks. But this is just a short story. I think it's gonna take maybe 6 days to film. Kind of like the Los Golpeados Orgullosos. It's going to be like that. After talking to the investors, trying to pitch it to them to see if they'd help finance that. They kind of guided us in a different direction of what they really need at least from a production company to be marketable. And that wasn't the criteria where they needed that kind of story. So, open and shut case, I guess you could say, the storyline. So thinking about it, I was thinking, what? I wonder if Fabian could expand on that on his book instead of being an open and closed storyline. The 3 main characters are 3 men from 3 generations. So I asked him, hey, maybe we should, create this into a web miniseries because that's what the investors want. So Diana and Fabian thought that would be a good idea. So Fabian's working on a storyline right now, trying to expand that a little bit, try to get the characters a little bit more create the characters a little bit better, I guess you could say. Instead of just being a short story, we're gonna have to make it longer in different scenes, different locations versus just kind of like in a bar restaurant type of deal. I think we can incorporate still some of the writings he's got in that book, but we need to kind of expand it to have kind of open-ended, and then if we can get something on script, then maybe pitch it to the investors. We'll see what they say about it. I mean, it's worth a try. It's just the way I was going to do it. It's just I want to expose Fabian's work, and I was going to do that with a book. His books, they're already written. They're meant for theater, so the play's already done, the script's already done. So, but for the most part, he's got to rewrite some of the script, add a lot of dialogue, new dialogue. So, see how that happens. Another thing that the investors were interested in is another storyline that he started a long time ago, called Too Much Eva. I know Fabian started writing it back in spring, and he stopped during the summertime. And after talking to the investors, I asked Fabian, hey, why don't you continue on the storyline? And so he continued writing that. That way we can, I told the investors, okay, look, I'm willing to go ahead and take a look at that again and have Fabian continue writing on that, see what they think about it. But they need to see the script. That's I know that's how these particular investors are. They want to see the script. They want to see if there's a good storyline, something that's marketable. And one thing that's a criteria to them is having Fabian in it. I've never had any issues with that. That's my purpose. Working with him is to expose his identity, with interviews or put him in my film. That's what I'm trying to do. So you got to write his character in there. So I was just wanting to talk a little bit about that. But we're having a little bit of challenges. I mean, there's always going to be challenges. And right now we're in pre-production, talking about the storylines. Those two, especially Hombres en Conflicto and Too Much Eva. We're still working on it. I see Fabian being in both of them, and at this point, I see our other associate producer, Diana Mariscal, being in it also. I know she wants to be. She enjoys the acting part of it. I think she enjoys the producer part of it. I mean, that's just the way I see it. But my plan is to have them both involved in the acting part of it. I don't see nothing wrong if we can get Diana's character created in it and then just kind of fit her in there also. I like seeing the people I work with be involved, and then if we can find a part for them in there, then they can continue doing that. Because I think the acting is a fun part. The producing and doing all the work behind the scenes, it's not so fun. I enjoy every bit of it, from the concept to the final film. Thing is, I carry the whole load, I think. I mean, from the end right now, at this current stage, he's doing all the work. He's doing all the writing. Diana, she's doing all the footwork, getting the auditions prepped up, contacting people. Try to keep her involved on our discussions as much as I can. But for the most part, I feel my stress is starting to rise now again. I mean, I've taken summer off, so now I feel like, don't want to go through this again. And I'm still trying to do the subtitling for Las Golpeadas in English. So trying to get that into film festivals. I just don't want to deal with that anymore, but because I'm done with that. But I got to get that done, and I'm halfway done. But it's just time consuming. It isn't hard. It's just time consuming. But I thought I'd share this with you. The other day I was sitting here with my wife, and I was talking to Fabian and Diana on a group conversation. She asked what's going on. I said, I'm just talking to them, trying to get things lined up. And she sees, she's been through this multiple times when I go through any kind of production. So, and she knows that I get stressed out, literally, and then start feeling like I'm losing focus or something. So she asked me, why do you do this? What is it that you like about it so much? And she never talks about it because she has no interest on my passion. And I thought about that, and I said, you know what? I like the whole thing. From the beginning to the end, I get a satisfaction out of being part of something that I'm creating from nothing. I can't do it by myself. First of all, le doy gracias a Dios for giving me the passion, for giving me the visions. Second of all, I've met Fabian, and then Diana, Jackie. Probably, sooner or later we're going to work with Jackie again, and Hernando. They have talents. So now working with people who have that passion and can help me with more productions and want to be part of the productions, makes it a little bit, it makes it possible. I won't say it makes it really easy, but it makes it possible. I can't do this by myself. I've already done it one time by myself, and I felt like it nearly killed me. I was just so stressed. but feeling that I got Fabian and Diana as my support and part of the team, it actually helps me uh, spearhead the project. Uh, I don't have to worry about every little thing, but I do feel like I carry the bulk of the stress because they look at me to, okay, what are we gonna do next? What are we going? And I like that part of it. I like it all from beginning to end. Maybe that's stress. I guess when I think about it, in the end, and I'm on my deathbed, I could say, you know what, I did what I said I was going to do. Lo voy a agradecer al Señor. Might not be, I might not be Steven Spielberg, but I did what I could with what I had at the time. And that's what I look at things. Do what you can with what you have at that particular time. Yeah. So, anyways, thought I'd share that as far as current events and the projects we're going. But I guess if you tune into Diana Mariscal's Instagram or Facebook, she's probably more keep everybody more updated. I don't have Facebook and I'm not on her Instagram. I should be on her Instagram, but I have no idea what she's putting out there. But anyway, stay tuned to her social networks. That way you can at least stay tuned or keep up with current events.